Hey guys, and welcome back to Wilderness Springs. And I know I've kind of put this off for a couple episodes, but as of the recording of this time lapse, Twin Peaks Mine is actually done. So probably a little bit, as soon as I get this uploaded, I've still got to go back and some of the cinematic shots that I shot of it earlier, it kind of just come out a little weird. The angles, I didn't quite get the right angles that I wanted to show you guys with it. So once this is done and uploaded to YouTube, we'll probably go ahead and reshoot some of the cinematics, and maybe even tonight or tomorrow, so I don't have to like stretch this out any longer on you guys, since I know I've been saying we're gonna finish this coaster for almost 2 weeks now. I'll probably go ahead and just put that out. So I was debating on whether to go ahead and just do this video, and then at the very end of it, just add in the time lapse and the cinematics. But and then I thought about, well, what if I just do the cinematic shot, because just get this coaster out there so you guys can see what it looks like. But I know a lot of you guys like to see this behind the scenes and process type filming, and I still think it's pretty cool that we can present this game can be presented in this type of way where you can see it from start to finish. And especially, I think you guys are going to be. Some of the cinematics that I did take, they look really, really cool. I think you guys are going to like this coaster, and once you see it a little slowed down and how it's finished and how it kind of sets with this whole area of the park, really ties into Wilderness Springs well. I think it sticks with the story of the park well, and it was a lot of fun to make. You guys know me, I don't usually do a lot of coasters. It's just not really my thing. So to get this to pull off like this, it was pretty cool, especially with all the theming. I kind of like, really the whole end of this week, I've just kind of made myself really just tackle this and get this coaster done, because a lot of times too, I read what you guys say in the comments, and I try to respond back to all of you, but everybody was pretty much saying, or not everybody, but a lot of people were saying, oh, are you really going to get that coaster done finally? We really want to see how that's going to turn out. So I have basically devoted the whole end of this week, even just coming home from work and just spending a couple hours on it each night, and trying to get this done so we can kind of feather out the park more, start getting more rides on this end of the park, because once I open up the coaster here, everything really starts picking up over here. But if the coaster's closed, or like the whole time while I was working on it, not a lot is going on back here to draw people back this way. So it's really time to maybe probably get another ride added back here. Don't know what I'll go with, because it's what I've kind of tried to keep up with each of the rides. There's not really necessarily any standalone rides. Each ride that I've went with on this park, it goes with an area, so there's usually like a couple different things going on. So we'll kind of see how it kind of progresses. Not really ready to start like an adventure area yet, or like a jungle type wilderness kind of land yet. So I don't know what we'll do as far as that goes, but really just feel good that I've got this coaster done, and that is kind of like off my plate now. Now we can start focusing on expanding the park more. The 50s area is done, the main entrance is done, now the park's first coaster's done. Now I should really have a good foundation going for this park, and the only thing about it is this is the time in these parks where I don't want to say like you just got to be careful with your decisions, not get too crazy with it, so we just have to, I'll just have to take a look, see what direction we want to go. I don't know if I want to start, developing out, or see how the path right there kind of curves around towards the back of Twin Peaks. Don't know if I want to start expanding out that way, or go a little farther down, kind of over where the 50s land is, and expand down that street. you know, kind of like a little farther where the fire station ends. So just kind of have to, you know, go over some different options, see what looks right, do some testing, you know, just figure out what looks good and what should come next, what should take up the most attention right now, and you know, just kind of put together what we think the park needs. So this coaster, like I said, it's called Twin Peaks Mine. And really it's like, it's kind of like I went with the abandoned mine story, and, you know, you have to like race your way out of the mine as it's collapsing, and, you make your way up. It features 2 lift hills. So you make your way up, 2 separate lift hills to the drop. The biggest drop being, 55 feet. So, you know, to put it in perspective, that's about, it's about 20 feet higher than the Seven Dwarfs Mine Train's largest drop, which I believe, if I looked correctly a few days ago, it comes in at 36 feet. So this is right at 56 feet. And yeah, you know, it's it really, I would categorize it. I think I told you guys this in a couple videos ago. I would kind of categorize it as a mix between Seven Dwarfs Mine Train and Everest. You know, an Animal Kingdom. I think it has that. You know, of course, we don't have the backward launch element or anything like that, but I'm just talking about like the like the temperament of the ride and just the flow of it. Really, really like a Everest Seven Dwarfs kind of, you know, kind of hybrid type, taking fun elements out of both of those and kind of and toying with that. I even messed around with the idea of making a dark ride section, but, you know, in the thought of piece count and just, you know, frames, I already loaded this coaster up with a ton of foliage and scenery, and I really didn't want the park getting loaded down this early with a bunch of, you know, a bunch of VX and all that. So I did end up, I don't know if I ended up filming it. One of the files was totally corrupted towards the end, but it was really just a lot of just planting trees and stuff like that. Nothing really major, but I did end up putting a little waterfall in over there where the second drop, right here where the second drop curves around and goes back into the mine. So that was, you know, that was kind of the only kind of a special effects deal that I really did on this. And like I said, all just keeping with this park is so young and it's so early in development. I don't want to start bogging myself down that quick. And so the plans for a you know, a dark section of Twin Peaks was kind of scrapped, but, you know, it's still, I think the story and all that, it still comes out pretty cool. Like I said, I really think you guys are going to enjoy the cinematics and just the speed of the coaster and how the guests, you see I've got the block wall put up in kind of like in the little front area now. Just the speed and the visuals. Like, I love it when like if you're when coasters are actually like presented to people walking by. Like, take for instance in Dollywood, you know, I guess Wild Eagle isn't a good example, but Fire Chaser Express, really good example, where almost nothing is hidden. It really just lends itself to some awesome photo ops, and you know, it lends itself good to people that are perhaps maybe a little nervous about riding coasters, or you know, it really gives them a good chance to watch people's reactions and, you know, really stand there and can pretty much see the whole ride. This right here, I end up making I know you can really only see the two big drops from this kind of vista, but even in the back, it kind of slows down. There's really nothing too major that would worry you as far as the back goes, but at least as if you're sitting here and like I said, coasters make you a little nervous, you can watch the first 2 big drops and maybe work your way up to it. And by the way, if you are in the Dollywood area and you know, coasters are not typically your thing, and if you're a little antsy about riding them, I think Fire Chaser Express is a perfect little starter coaster for you. It's got the drops, and, you know, it's got the speed, but it's it really just a really nice family coaster. And somebody even said in the comments not too long ago, like, are you going to do a Fire Chaser Express type coaster in Wilderness Springs, and I definitely think I have to. Like, I love that coaster so much. It's my favorite, believe it or not, it's my favorite coaster in Dollywood, and I just always have a blast riding it. And for a lot of you guys that follow me for a while may know, I can't really ride a lot of coasters, particularly because my right arm, I paralyzed it in a football accident in high school way back in the day, and I really, the shoulder straps, it kind of worries me about like my shoulder dislocating, and I don't really have a lot of control over my right arm. So that's why coasters like Seven Dwarfs Mine Train and Fire Chaser Express, those are right up my alley. No inversions, you know, and I can really still have a lot of fun on those type of coasters. So I try to avoid any coaster where you know, where it has a shoulder harness, just because it just really kind of makes me feel uncomfortable with the whole shoulder and arm thing. So yeah, with the brachial plexus injury has kind of stopped my my big giant, you know, shoulder harness type coasters, but still have a lot of fun on the family coasters. And like I said before, I'm not really even a big coaster guy. I really like, my enjoyment from going to theme parks isn't even really the rides. It's just more like being in the theme park. I love to see, you know, how the different you know, theme parks flow, and just you know, seeing the workers or the cast members interact with people, and the restaurants and the shopping. Like, that is what interests me more so than rides or roller coasters. It's just being in a theme park is worth the price of admission for me, because I just love to see that, like I said, the storytelling and the themed areas and the lands. It really just it really brings me a lot of enjoyment. And be on the lookout later on this year. Dollywood doesn't open until like March 17th or 27th. I keep getting those mixed up. I'll have to double check. But hopefully we can get some vlogs going from Dollywood, because if you guys don't know, if you're new, I live only about an hour from Dollywood, maybe about an hour and 15 minutes. Can be there pretty quick, and that is definitely my home park. So got a new camera this year, got a GoPro, and hopefully we can get down in there. And there's a big Dollywood expansion going on, a bunch of land clearing, and I definitely want to get down in there and film some of that for you guys. And yeah, we will go ahead and try the theme park vlog deal. So anyways, guys, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. Be on the lookout for Twin Peaks Mines Cinematic. It'll come up right after this. It won't be like episode 7 or anything. It'll just be, you know, I'll just do the standalone video so you guys can see this in real time. And maybe when we move on to episode 7, we'll zoom back in and I'll kind of show you everything in slow motion here. So anyways, guys, yeah, that's it. I'm Sdanwolf. Give me a big thumbs up if you end up enjoying this video, and subscribe for more Planet Coaster content. And be on the lookout for a real cool series I've got coming up, the We're Watching You series. You guys might have been seeing that on Twitter a lot lately, us teasing that. Got a lot of the big community YouTubers involved with that. So that will be a lot of fun, and that's coming up next Saturday, the 20th. A bunch of us will be streaming. So yeah, be on the lookout for that, and let me know your guys' thoughts on Twin Peaks. So yeah, guys, I will catch you in the next video. Thank you. See ya.
I'm so far